Hello. In this video, we'll be discussing the call queues module. The call queuing feature allows administrators to manage high traffic call flows. This feature is sometimes known as an ACD, which stands for automatic call distribution. When all lines are in use for the company or group, you can place the caller in queue until the next available agent is free instead of having the caller listen to a busy signal or sending them to voicemail. While in a queue, callers can hear music on hold, or custom company announcements. Within the call queuing module, you'll find a list of any existing call queues configured for your account. The list includes queue names, extension numbers, the type of queue, and also displays the number of callers currently waiting in each queue and the number of agents that are assigned to each queue. Additional options within the list allow you to edit the agents in the queue, the music on hold files for the queue, and of course edit the queue structure itself. There are several types of call queues that you can use to help manage calls in a manner that is most effective for your business. The round-robin queue type, also known as longest idle, directs callers to the available agent that has been idle the longest. The ring-all queue type will route callers to all available agents at the same time. There is also linear hunt. This type of queue routes callers to available agents in a predefined order. The order is defined when editing the queue's agents. And finally, there is linear cascade. This type of queue routes callers to groups of available agents in a predefined order. Again, the order is defined when editing the queue's agents. Let's take a look at the setup for the customer service queue in our example domain. On the Basic tab, we can see that this queue is set up as a round-robin type of queue. New calls will go to the agent that has been idle for the longest amount of time. This queue is set to record all calls that come into the queue. Statistics are being collected. Those statistics can be viewed via the reporting tools in the call center supervisor portal. We'll review the supervisor portal later in this video. This queue is configured to play a brief message to the agents prior to connecting callers to the agents. In this case, the message is a reminder for the agents to ask the caller to take a brief survey at the end of the call. The Pre-Queue Options tab allows you to set the parameters of what occurs prior to a caller being placed into the queue. You can set whether to allow callers to enter a queue when you have no agents logged in. Requiring music on hold will ensure that callers hear your entire introductory recording before being placed into the queue. This can be a great tool for announcing something to your callers, like how to get help via your website, or information on an upcoming event. Here you can set what the maximum amount of time you want your callers to wait for. In this example, our queue is set for 120 seconds. If the system determines that the caller will be waiting for over 2 minutes in queue, rather than have the caller wait, the system will send the caller to the destination that is set here in the forward if unavailable field. The same idea applies to the max queue length setting. Here you can set the maximum number of callers you will allow to be waiting in queue at the same time. Our example is set for 5. If 5 callers are already waiting in queue, the 6th caller will be sent to the unavailable destination. It is also possible to give your calls an option to receive a callback instead of waiting. This feature keeps the caller's place in the queue and will automatically connect the callback to an available agent. The forward if unanswered field can be set to redirect your callers to another destination if an agent fails to answer a call from the queue that was presented to them. In this example, callers will be sent to the main call queue if an agent misses a call. The In Queue Options tab has a few additional settings regarding what happens to a call once waiting in queue or being routed to agents. The queue ring timeout setting defines the total time you wish for your callers to ring agents before moving to follow the forward if unanswered destination that was set on the previous tab. The agent ring timeout defines the amount of time to ring an individual agent before moving to the next available agent. In our example, we ring each agent for 20 seconds, and for a total of no more than 2 minutes, before considering the call unanswered in the queue. We have our example queue also set to log out an agent if the agent misses a call. This can be helpful if an agent steps away to lunch but forgets to log out of the queue. Logging the agent out will prevent the system from sending another call to an agent that is not truly available. The voicemail setting can be used to give your callers the option to leave a voicemail if an agent fails to answer a call and before the defined queue ring timeout is met. The Call Queues module allows you to manage your agents quickly and easily. It takes just a few clicks to add a new agent to a queue. Agents can be added by device or by user. Simply select from your list of possible users to add as an agent. If desired, you can force the agent to be online and available for calls immediately. Each agent also has settings for how much wrap-up time they are given after each call, how many calls they can take simultaneously, and their queue priority. Queue priority sets waiting for an agent that is servicing multiple queues. If you have an agent servicing 2 queues, and both queues have a person waiting, the agent will get the call from the queue whose priority is highest. You can also set for agents to confirm to accept a call or force automatic call answer. For your agents who are in linear style queues, you can also set their order in line. Now, let's take a look at the portal from a call center supervisor's view. The Call Center Supervisor portal gives your supervisors full access to monitor and manage your call center queues and agents. Here on the main call center page, your supervisors can easily see real-time data regarding all queues and agents that they manage. They can see info on active calls within each queue, the number of callers that are waiting including the waiting times, how many agents are online for each queue, and how many of those agents are idle. They can easily add or remove agents from the queues or even force an agent to be logged in or out of a queue. Each agent is also listed here in the Agents section as well, and has some additional options to see quick stats for an agent, change an agent's status by forcing them into or out of a particular queue, and also listen into or barge in on an active call. This can be a great tool to use when training new agents. The stats grid will show you real-time info regarding queues the supervisor monitors. The grid will display only items that the supervisor would like to view. The supervisor can set the minimum and maximum thresholds for each stat. The system will then color code each of the stats according to those thresholds. Call center supervisors have access to numerous reports for monitoring their queues and agents. Those reports can be set up to show the information that is relevant to them. The reports can be printed, downloaded, or your supervisors can set their reports up to be automatically emailed to them daily, weekly, or monthly. The emailed reports can also be configured to send out the information that is important to your supervisors. Queue Analytics allow you to set up a wallboard page used for displaying queue info on a large screen in the call center room, or just for a supervisor to keep open on their computer for quick view of their queues and agents. The Agents module gives your supervisors further access to their agents' profiles in the system. Supervisors can make changes to the extension profile and send out welcome emails, or assist with password resets for their agents. Supervisors can also adjust music for the queues that they manage. The Reporting module gives supervisors access to call logs and call recordings for any queue or agent that they monitor. And like the Administrator's Call Reporting module, the filters will allow for the supervisors to filter down to specific agents and queues. Thank you for watching. Please join us again for the next video in our UCaaS demo series.